Denmark is one of the Scandinavian countries and the oldest monarchy in the world. It's a fertile country with proud agricultural traditions. It's a country of many islands placed in the far north of Europe. It covers 43,000 square kilometers and it has a coastal line of approximately 7,000 kilometers. The climate is temperate with 4 annual seasons. Copenhagen is the capital and 5 million people live in the country. Denmark is characterized by a thriving business life and it has a science and development environment on an extremely high level. Agriculture has throughout centuries been the prime business. Today, Danish agriculture is among the world's most efficient and high-tech. The development has happened on the basis of a high level of organization, a very high level of education and good agricultural soil. In the following minutes, we'll paint a picture of what characterizes Danish agriculture and the reasons for its success. Danish agriculture is in constant development. The international competition, a demanding export market and conscientious consumers all make certain of constant new demands to be met. On a global scale, Denmark is ahead when it comes to food quality and safety, and in the development of new agricultural products. Today, the country produces food for approximately 15 million people. That's about 3 times the population of Denmark. 2/3 of the production is exported. There are several explanations for this success. But one of the primary causes is to be found in the way Danish agriculture is organized. The basis is the Danish cooperative movement, in which the farmers co-own and in unison have developed the production. From the primary production to the food industry to the selling of the goods. It is called the from farm to fork model. Today, 90% of all Danish farmers are members of the same interest organization, Danish Farmers. On the company level, every production line has a sector organization, pork, beef, milk, poultry and so forth. On top of it all is the Danish Agricultural Council, who coordinates the many shared activities. This private organization of farmers, societies and the agro-industry means that Danish farming is very highly specialized and is able to adapt quickly to new demands from markets and consumers. This adaptation is necessary if one wishes to make a global impact. In Denmark, the farmer runs his own private farm and owns his own machines, fields, buildings and stock. As a member of the cooperative, he is also a co-owner of a number of companies and organizations. It's not an easy task to become a farmer in Denmark. To be able to buy and run a farm of more than 30 hectares, the farmer has to complete a 5-year farming education, combining theory and practice. The Danish farms are traded under normal market regulations, and there is no state-run agriculture. The Danish farmer is a highly educated, enterprising businessman with great insight and knowledge of production management, accountancy, and law within the field. The farmer uses the latest technology as an integrated part of his working day, and he uses complex computer systems in the entire production. The farmer is often involved in developmental work in coalition with education and research institutes. This coalition ensures the best possible production terms and helps to develop the Danish quality goods. In the future, even high demands will be set in terms of adaptability and efficiency. Demands that the Danish farmer is well prepared for. Arla Foods is an example of a modern cooperative with roots all the way back in the last century, when the cooperative movement arose in Denmark. Today, the company is one of the world's largest dairy complexes. The organization builds on the original principles of the cooperative movement. The company is owned by the 13,500 milk producers who are share owners. The company's purpose is to ensure the share owners the highest possible price for their milk. No matter the size of the cooperative owner's business or the amount of milk he delivers, every cooperative owner has only one vote. This way, the cooperatives are putting democracy into work. Originally, the farmers joined in cooperatives to be able to rationalize production and afford to buy modern production equipment. The same ideas count to this day. The production is done in great modern dairy plants with high-tech equipment, and research and development are highly prioritized. Many other Danish foodstuff companies, such as Europe's largest slaughterhouse company, Danish Crown, are anchored in the cooperative movement's ideas. This anchorage makes them unique in international terms. The Danish agricultural success has, among other things, happened because of a very high level of education and research within farming and foodstuff production. It takes 5 years to become a farmer in Denmark. The education is a combination of theoretical teaching at agricultural schools all over the country. And in the other part of the education, the students receive practical training with a farmer. Initiative, responsibility and independency are keywords in the education. At the Danish Institute of Agricultural Sciences, based in Foulum, research is done within agricultural production at a very high level. Science plays a central part in agriculture, and the distance from science to farmer is very short. At the local advisory centres, the farmer is informed about the latest Danish and international science results by experts from the Agricultural Advisory Centre. This new knowledge is quickly turned to practice and drawn into the daily production. At the Danish Meat Research Institute, which is part of the Danish Bacon and Meat Council, they've specialised in research and development within meat and butchery technology. Core areas are the automation of butchery processes, improving the working environment and hygiene, and optimising production. Product quality, safety and environment are equally highly prioritised areas of research. In the future, research and education will get to play an even bigger part in Danish agriculture and presumably become an important object of trade. The Danish farmers own a large advisory centre based in Skyby, the Danish Agricultural Advisory Centre. Here, experts develop computer programs for planning, managing and controlling the production. And around 300 specialists closely follow the agricultural research at home and abroad. These specialists treat the acquired knowledge and send it on to consultants at local advisory centres across all of Denmark. The local consultants arrange meetings and study groups for the farmers to make sure that the knowledge can quickly be put into work and used in the daily production. At the local centres, the farmers also have the possibility of having their accounts done, field and fertilisation plans made, and to receive advice about feeding, plant protection, building and animal welfare. The consultants also carry out field tests and tests of new equipment.
Denmark with 5 million people and Slovenia with a little bit more than 2 million.
Every year the Danish experts expand their international network and communicate Danish know-how on to farmers around the world.
Coming from the ministry.
As Danish agriculture has become increasingly effective and has evolved into a thriving area of growth, a large and expanding agro-industry has arisen. Today, the farmers and the agro-industry work closely together to develop new high-tech products. Products that satisfy the high demands of efficiency, production and environment. The Danish agro-industry is among the world's leading and covers all areas of agriculture. When building or reconstructing farm complexes, when investments are to be made in new machinery, when new stock is to be established, several companies cooperate within the framework of Danish Forum for Agro-Industry. And today, the Danish agro-industry has created an international sales web and export agricultural commodities to more than 100 countries. Danish food products are exported to more than 130 markets. In relation to population figures, Denmark is the world's greatest exporter. 2/3 of the Danish agricultural production ends up on international dining tables and in refrigerated counters around the world. Danish products are internationally known and respected for high quality and safety. This makes it possible to export to a vast number of markets, each with their own specific demands and needs. The Danish production is famous for its great adaptability to the needs of every market, and even of every customer. Stability and efficiency of production in every part of the chain from farm to fork also ensures constant demand for Danish products on a global scale. The Danish export covers the entire spectrum, from cheese, beef and poultry to flowers and houseplants. In regards of pork, fur and grass seed, Denmark is the world's largest exporter. The greatest markets for Danish agriculture are to be found within the European Union, in Japan and in the Middle East. Danish legislation sets very high demands for food safety, and the Danish consumers expect the food to be clean, safe and wholesome to eat. For many years, Danish pork producers and abattoirs have worked determinedly to ensure a high level of food safety and have developed control programs performed on a daily basis. Also, in the Danish dairy production, food safety is fully controlled. A good level of hygiene is the key word, and it is at optimal level both in the stable and in production. Similarly, the Danish chickens and eggs are very close to be completely free of salmonella, a well-known problem for producers around the world. The use of antibiotics is very restrictive in Denmark. Of their own free will, the Danish farmers abolished the use of antibiotic growth enhancers in the year 2000. Today, Denmark is ahead when it comes to ensuring that the food is clean, safe and wholesome to eat. In Denmark, the environment plays a significant role, and the country has some of the toughest environmental laws in the world, ensuring that everybody looks after nature. For instance, there's a limit to how much stock a farmer is allowed to have, depending on the total size of his fields. The rules ensure that the plants on the fields are able to absorb the nutrients during growth, so these do not leak into the groundwater. The farmer can only spread the manure onto the fields at certain times. Therefore, he has to have containers for storing the manure until spreading is possible. Every year, the farmer has to account for his use of fertilizer, so the authorities can see that the rules are being followed. An increasing number of farmers are establishing biogas plants or other technological solutions that offer extra safety for the environment and reduce smell pollution from the manure. As an added bonus, biogas plants produce environmentally friendly energy for society. Denmark is one of the leading countries in the world when it comes to research in technological solutions that protect nature and optimize production. We hope that through this little film, you have been given an impression of Denmark. We also hope that you have received insight into how Danish agriculture is organized and works, and what we have to offer.